What's up, guys? Welcome to Teasing Projects. I'm Jeff, and this is your SoCal fishing forecast for Thursday, September 19th. Sorry we didn't get into last week. The weather was just ridiculous and wasn't letting up. And as we mentioned before, the weatherman has not been right about the wind. Every day that you think it's going to be calm, it's blowing 30. Every day is supposed to be blowing 30. Somehow we have a glass off. So in general, it's just been really inconsistent weather, which also results in less people on the water and less information coming in. So we didn't want to send you out there on some half-baked information on a wild goose chase, burning gas. So we want to give you what we know and what I think is relevant and worth chasing. So quick look at our 10-day weather here. They're calling for some showers tonight, potentially. I think this is going to be some BS. It's definitely on the cooler side tonight. But as we get into the rest of next week and this weekend, things are heating right back up. So don't be fooled by this little cold snap that we had here. There's still plenty of fishing left this year, although it hasn't been, killer. Still got plenty of season left, and I expect to see this go into late October, November, as usual. Looking at our wind, the only thing that's definitely not consistent is our current pattern over the next several days. Everything looks to be below 15 knots as of right now. So as the time has gone on this week, it's looked better and better. But generally speaking, no real yellow on the chart, which is an encouraging sign. And, although there's a little bit of an eddy here and there, it's not really hard on. So I'm not worried about anything really like shutting off per se because of the wind or the change in direction. But Sunday looks even nicer now than what it did earlier today. So we'll see how things pan out. But finally, some real fishable weather for once. Marine forecast showing an agreement here with the wind. Northwest 2 at 5 seconds, south at 12 seconds. Pretty consistent through here. Nothing concerning whatsoever over the next several days, which I like. Our charts, we've got a little bit of a dip here in the water temps. We're looking at the 3-day, look at the 8-day right here, kind of see where we got. But I mean, this is never really 76 to begin with here, so I don't really believe that. But on the 3-day, you can see some of this got whacked down a little bit when that thing really turned west the last couple of days. So days are getting shorter, but we still got some warm temps here, so some of this will come back. But we'll see how it plays out. Things going on next coming days. This weekend is War Heroes on the Water. If you're not familiar with it, it's a great event put on by Anthony, getting vets out there on the water, fishing on yachts, trying to get some big fish, and a lot of people donating their time and their money. So pretty cool thing to check out. Or if you want to donate to it, you're more than welcome to. But that's going on this weekend through Saturday, I think is our last day of fishing, to the 24th. So also, cool little movie premiere over here at the Ocean Institute. I've never been there before. Great little venue in Dana Point Harbor. I actually got married there, so I'm pretty familiar with it. Ghost of the Pacific, a documentary on white sea bass. You can buy tickets on the Ocean Institute website. I'll drop a link in the comments for it. But I'm looking forward to it. Pretty cool to see someone spend some time filming our local fishery. So we'll be checking that out as well. Let's talk about fishing. Things have been slow, obviously, with the wind, so we'll kind of give you the gist of what's going on here. No real reports coming from Santa Barbara or San Nick with the wind. The fishing here I would not expect to be very good. Maybe a chance at a yellowtail at Santa Barbara Island, but in general, probably not worth checking out. And also very quiet from the Channel Islands. I would expect to hear more of this, but honestly, there really hasn't been any game fish up here. Usually September, October, we'll get some striped marlin up here, maybe even bluefin. Just haven't seen it this year whatsoever. Like usually after the sea bass kind of bite through July, August, then you get the late season bluefin up here, and then striped marlin roll in on the lower bank here. But just haven't seen it this year. It's been definitely a different year than years past. That's for sure. Heading further south, Catalina. Nothing really much happening at the island specifically, other than some marlin that are tied close to the island. Your best shot at a striped marlin this year is definitely between Avalon Bank and the 277. This is the fishiest zone for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I fished out here 2 weeks ago, and I fished probably in like a 5 mile to 6 mile tight radius north and east of the 277. And that's the most striped marlin I've ever seen in one day in California, for sure. Saw 10 plus jumpers. Saw one get bit on a lure and one get bit on a drop back. Not in my spread, unfortunately, but I did get to see a great show. And if you're looking to do something different than chase bluefin way west into the wind, it might be worth checking out. Few tips, obviously, get your spread of lures that you like or might be interested in. Plungers, bullets, get them spread out. You can use, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, you can use a spreader bar as a teaser. Just remove the stinger. Make sure you got some mackerel to use for drop back baits or pitching baits. And then as far as like what to do, where to look, where to find them, you spend a lot of time glassing, and it definitely helps to have more than one set of eyes on the boat. If the swells are up, you're usually going to see the fish tailing with the swell, so try and troll not uphill and downhill. Try and cut that swell at like a 45-degree angle. They got really skinny tails, so if you're going head on looking at a marlin, you're probably not going to see it. So trolling at a 45-degree angle up and down swell is going to give you the best chance to see that tail fin or the tip of the front fin if it's sticking up. So that's your best bet at trying to find one that's tailing. Sleepers, usually early morning. The calmer, the better. They're just kind of floating up there on the surface, not really swimming. So usually that glassy early morning is your best bet for that. But can't always make them bite. You can definitely try. But best sign of marlin I've seen in years, as I mentioned before. So I don't know. Try and take advantage of something different if you can. We had that crazy year of mahi dorado fishing. This has kind of been the crazy year of striped marlin fishing. There was a tournament last weekend. They had 30-something releases. And then we mentioned the Balboa Angling Club. They ended up having like 80 releases or something crazy. I forget what it was, but a lot of fish hooked and released. So pretty cool. Pretty cool to see in our backyards here. So let's talk about San Clemente Island. Unfortunately, not great information coming from here either. I know the front side got looked at a couple of days ago. No good signs of game fish, occasional yellow here and there if you can find some current. The squid that's been around the island is going to be really hard to make under a full moon, so that kind of bite has kind of shut down too. So unless you're making squid somewhere else and bringing it over and trying to do the 3 a.m. shuffle and find the right bite, you're chasing a pretty tough bite, to be honest. So maybe not worth your time. But we'll see how this week pans out. And now we're coming off the full moon today. So bluefin should be biting pretty good in the dark. We'll see how that plays out. Speaking of bluefin, Tanner and Cortez still holding fish. They're going to hold fish there through all of October. Same stuff you've been seeing for all of last month. It should be there through November, sometimes even December. Just we'll see how the weather holds up to let you get back out there. There is another pile of fish that's been bouncing around here. Let me switch to the bottom detail. So we have the biomass that's been on Tanner and Cortez. This is usually up to 80, 90 pounds, occasional bigger one here and there. And then there's a biomass that's been floating we'll call it from the boot to the Osborne to the 7-Eleven to the 4.99, and it's been back and forth in here, depending on when the wind blows, where the food is. This is mainly a foamer bite that you're seeing here. So slack tides, hopefully will give you a good show of where they are. But it's not like the bank where you can just drive directly to Tanner or drive directly to Cortez and you know that they're there, and it doesn't take much looking around. This is a lot of burning gas, a lot of glassing. So if you're going to chase this bigger grade stuff, make sure you're prepared to put some time in. It may not come easy. There's fish along the backside here too. I think that was part of this biomass that just kind of been bouncing around. I haven't really seen it since. A couple of boats checked out. The middle grounds out here too. No signs of game fish in these areas. Other than the striped marlin, there was some yellowfin that was picked up in the same area. One school they got to go came and went. Haven't seen them since. Same with the Osborne. Saw a really nice yellowfin that was caught there also this week. But that's it. No other reports of that stuff. So it's just kind of a weird year, guys. I don't really know how to explain it. Coming down south, other than Coronado Islands, we've had a little bit of yellowtail bite here. Still hanging on. It's been a little bit more finicky the past couple of days, but there's been some smaller grade bluefin that's popped up here. Now you can chase it all the way down the rock pile to the 425 as far as that goes, but 20 to 60 pound fish foaming up. Find the bait, and it's going to be kind of a time of day thing. Just got to wait for it to go, and then you should get a good chance at it. Most guys are catching them on poppers, jigs, fly line baits, but fly line you get will be like 25 pound, 30 pound tests at the most. So definitely another option here. But other than that, all the local banks are really not seeing a good sign of fish whatsoever. Really strange year. Kelp patty fishing, especially locally, has been awful. I didn't really see that coming with the warmer El Nino year, thinking that we're going to have some really good kelp patty fishing like we have had in El Nino's past, not just the big one in 2015, but seems to be pretty dead and not much going on until you're well below the lower 500 here. So I wish that yellowfin would show up here, and that'd really change the whole scene for everybody, especially the private boat guys. But it is what it is. Still an occasional chance you might run into a yellowfin along the coast here, or chlorophyll. You still have some green water here. There is a little eddy that's down here too. It's been hanging around. You might find on the edge of this as well. You just never know. Dolphins too. But throw a bunch of bait. Pay attention to that dolphin behavior. You could find bluefin on them. You could find yellowfin on them. Just depends on what's hanging out. Maybe they're there. Maybe they are. Maybe they just don't go at all. But sometimes it takes a lot of bait to get them to come up and bite something. But that's it for now, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And we'll see you next week. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out our website and online store at chasingprojects.com. And make sure you share the stoke.